Again, also, these are very extreme scenarios.
I don't like it.
And you just gotta let it be and be like, oh, if we're getting attacked, at least I'm in some place where I'm having a good time. I'm watching Dave Chappelle, having some laughs.
Not.
This is the Bill Squire Show.
You're good. There's nowhere for you to go.
This is as far as I can go, Tommy.
He's good. He's good. God.
Oh my God.
You guys are starting to fight like brother and sister. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe there's sexual tension. I don't know.
Porn for that.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, welcome to this week's episode of the Bill Squire Show. I'm your host, Bill Squire, and I'm here with these two.
Tommy LC.
A.J. DeCosimo.
And we are doing things a little different. We got a guest. We haven't had a guest in a while.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we're going to do all our stuff, and then we'll throw the guest on after.
Okay.
So you got to sit through our bullshit if you're just a Jessica Michelle Singleton fan. And you're like, what the fuck? I gotta listen to these three assholes. I just want to hear what Jessica has to say. She's awesome, and she is awesome. But she thinks we're okay. Nice. So you should definitely listen to all this shit. That's how you build yourself.
That's how you. That's how you sell.
That's how you sell it.
That's how you sell it. Yeah.
She's great. It's a great interview. I'm looking forward to playing it for you here in a little bit. We just had a little. We're doing a little rabble rousing. Little scam that A.J. I'm not going to give you the $100, but you won.
I did win.
How's that sound?
That's fine.
Okay.
That's not as
You
good,
won.
but it's
Yeah.
close.
Yeah.
I did win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But there was never really going to be $100.
You asked too many questions, though.
I'm sorry.
And
I'm sorry.
like,
I'm sorry. I don't expect my friends to grift me. I'm sorry. I thought we were friends.
You did expect us to grift you. That's why you asked so many questions.
Well, I knew that there was mischief afoot.
Yeah. If you want to see what we're talking about, should we just play it?
Yeah, go ahead, play it.
Play it.
So here's the challenge.
Okay.
I'm going to cover this White Claw with this cloth.
It clean?
It's clean. It's all clean.
Okay.
This is just out of the wash. It's clean. I'm going to cover this. Your job is to get it off of there, but you can't touch it. So you like try and blow on it or whatever.
I can blow on it?
Yes.
Okay.
But you can't touch it.
Okay.
All right? And if you do it, I'll give you $100. Venmo, because I don't have cash. So go for it.
You just want me to get this off?
Yeah, but you
I
can't
just
touch
can't
it.
touch it.
You can't touch it.
Wait, really? Get it off? Is this a trick?
Because the goal is to drink the liquid that's in there.
Okay.
So you get that off and drink the liquid that's in there. Let me know when you give up. Nope, can't touch it.
Can't touch it.
Can't touch it. You give up?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to drink the liquid that's in there.
Uh-huh.
And if I do, I win, okay? Okay, check it. Thank you.
Dang it!
And I played it.
Yeah, there you go.
You did it?
Wow,
It was good.
That took seconds.
Through the magic of editing, they saw the whole video.
That's cool.
Oh, nice.
So I played Tommy's one where it worked. And I'll play AJ's one now.
Yeah.
Where he's asking too many questions.
I will give you $100 if you can drink this water without touching the towel.
Without touching the towel.
You can't touch the towel.
Do you have $100 on you?
Yes.
Oh, I got like Venmo or something.
Venmo, whatever. Don't worry about
Without
that.
touching.
You can like blow on it, things like that.
Like blow on it.
But I have to remove the towel.
You have to drink the liquid
water.
without touching the towel.
Can I use a foreign object to remove the towel?
No, you can't touch it.
Yeah.
I have to drink the water without removing the towel.
Do you think it's possible?
Yeah, I think it's possible.
Well, the idea is you try and blow on it and see if you can do it that way.
blow on it?
Blow the towel
But
off.
that's a foreign object. Well, I mean...
No, you can do that. That's...
There's no physical touch to that.
I'm not going to be able to blow that off without touching the towel. Yeah, there's obviously a way to do it, and you're going to show me how to do it in a second. I don't think I can.
Do you give up?
I don't want to, but I mean, this is going to be longer than a minute.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, so...
It's all right. All right, show him, Tommy.
Yeah.
Don't touch it. She didn't touch it. Now check.
I can't touch the towel.
See, he's too smart.
I know.
But you didn't get me actually. You didn't actually get me winning though on camera.
I know, because that's why you didn't get the money, because it wasn't on camera.
Yeah, because like
No,
wait,
it's just
wait.
your word versus mine.
No, it's all of our word. Tommy,
two versus one.
Tommy, do the right thing here. Do the right thing
No,
here.
you're not getting the money.
The right thing is-
I said you won. You won.
That's fine. That's
You
fine.
won.
I'm
You
fine
won.
with not
You
getting the
won.
money. I'm
You
fine
won.
with not getting the money because
You won.
I would. I'm fine. We're friends.
Yeah.
We're friends, and I'm not gonna hound you for it.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting the money. That's fine. I did win. I did win though.
You did.
Because
Which I knew you were going to.
you knew
had a
I was
feeling,
going to
yeah.
win.
You're the kind of person that would just ask too
Too
many questions.
Yeah, you tried fucking playing me. You're just like, I don't know, take it off. I'm like, I know, I can't touch it. And then if I touch it, you're just gonna drink it.
So you knew that was the grift.
I didn't know, but once she said touch it, and then I said, wait, I can't touch the thing, and then it slowly started
It makes
unraveling
sense,
me.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay. And then when we were talking for a little bit, I'm like, this thing's not going to be on the glass forever.
Yeah.
And then you took it off, I think, and then you just handed me the glass. I'm like,
Yeah.
I win.
Yeah. That was just me thinking the game was over, but I guess it
Yeah.
wasn't technically. So anyway,
Yeah.
should we do some memes?
Yeah,
Any
well, yeah, we can do
stories
some
or
memes.
anything? I mean, do anything
No.
interesting? Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, nothing exciting
Actually,
this week.
well, here's the thing. I did a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah?
So let me go. I'll run through my weekend because my weekend was.
Oh, I did stand
packed.
up at your show.
You did stand up at my show and you did great.
Thank you.
If you haven't checked it out yet, it's every Thursday at
gotta-
High and Dry in Tremont, Ohio.
gotta-
It's 8 p.m. and it's free.
I'm sorry. I kept cutting you off. I got a book proposal approved.
Oh yeah, that's fucking
yeah,
awesome.
I know. I got to have a manuscript by June.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah. It's called The Assassination of Santa Claus.
They like it.
And it's about an elf named Jelly Beans who stumbles upon some Marxist
Are
literature.
you sure you want to put this all out there? What if somebody
Yeah, I'm
steals
not
your
telling
idea?
you. What?
What if everybody steals your idea? And then
It's
I'll-
documented. It's well documented.
Okay, all
it's
right.
well
Okay.
documented. No one's going to take my idea.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. But.
Yeah. Whoa.
Well, I didn't. I mean,
Whoa. Whoa, Tommy, do you want to remove the cloth towel from my idea so Bill can take it?
guess what? I also just got a book deal.
Oh, did you really?
It's called "I'm Gonna Kill Santa Claus."
It's called I'm Gonna Kill
It's,
Santa.
it's about this elf named Candy Beans.
Yeah.
Which is, but that's one of those little subtle things from the show Arrested Development that makes me laugh so hard when they call jelly beans candy beans.
Oh, really?
And like they'll yeah, like you don't even really notice they're doing it, but like Job will be like, what are you doing with my candy beans? Like stuff like that. And then like when it really hits though is when Ron Howard calls them candy beans. He's like, instead of doing that, Michael sat in the stair car and ate a whole thing of candy beans.
Oh my god,
It's just so funny
that is funny.
because I'm not. Who's ever called them candy beans?
I'm no one.
Right. But on that show-
Maybe you point out a good thing. Maybe I can't call them jelly beans. Maybe jelly beans is a copy.
Oh,
it is.
I bet
You don't
it
think-
is.
No,
It is.
I don't think so because there's jelly.
Bill
belly,
like seems like he knows this.
like there's jelly belly. Like there's no brand jelly bean.
Oh, okay.
So I think you're all right.
Okay. Okay.
And even if there was, like, you're not naming a candy that, you're naming a
Right.
person that. So I
Yeah,
think you're
okay.
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 Like I think you can name like a person Chrysler.
Right. Okay.
Like I'm John Chrysler. And I can be like, oh, I see that because there's like John Ford, all that shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, good point.
All right.
Interesting.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bill. Thank you.
Pulled away the towel on that one too.
So you said you got into a lot of stuff this week.
Yeah, I got into a lot of stuff this weekend. So
Don't probably smell them, so sorry. It was
Not too bad.
Hot cum. Hot.
You can still smell the heat.
Yeah. Hot frothy jism. So you got a busy.
Wait,
on the
hold on.
fire with that.
Uncircumcised.
Wait a second.
Is that a hint of?
Thicker than he is long. He's more thick. Yeah.
That's the way I like it.
Yeah, there you go. Little girthy fella.
In a relationship.
Uh-oh.
Tommy. I thought you were I miss.
As your friend. I think you should go get checked.
What do you think I need checked for? Everything.
There's a couple things. There's a couple things that might not be. Maybe something that even can even be tested in a mail, but I can smell it.
So Friday I went to the Cavs game.
Okay.
Versus Pistons, and they
They
blew out the
demolished.
Pistons, and that was fucking great.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Saturday I did a show at Hatfield's Good Grub. Sold it out. Fucking great show. A lot of fun. And a friend of mine came out, and like I'm kind of friends with her other friend, but her other friend broke her ankle that night.
Yeah.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
like was wandering around and missed the step and fucking cracked her ankle.
Poor
it's-
thing.
Yeah, that sucks. So
Drinking?
I actually heard that separate from this conversation.
Yeah.
That somebody broke their ankle at your show. I'm just like, nothing but a good time at
Yeah.
Bill's show. Yeah,
it says some people kill, I maim.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she was drinking.
Yeah.
And,
I've
a little
never
too
broken anything.
much. Knock on wood.
Have you ever broken anything, Bill?
Yes, I broke my left arm twice in the
Oh,
same
that's right.
year.
Yeah, that's
Same
right.
year?
Yeah, it was when I was in kindergarten. I broke my left arm that summer getting out of like a little kiddie pool.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Christmas Eve, I broke my arm at a Christmas party, and I had to spend Christmas Eve in the hospital.
That sucks.
Yeah, that was like really traumatic as a child, like as you know. But my mom handled it well. Like she came and like stayed with me as best she could. She still had to like go back and forth and do Santa Claus stuff because I was all drugged up. So I was just like in and out, just going, Mom.
Did Santa come to your hospital?
He brought me one toy to the hospital and said that the rest will be at home. So basically, my mom's like, "Here's a toy to keep you sane through the night."
Like what? Yeah. Like just think of that.
Wait,
why would Santa?
They kept
bring
you in the
one?
hospital overnight for a
Yeah,
broken
because
arm?
they had to reset it, and
there was no one there.
no one on call because it was Christmas Eve.
Oh.
So the next morning, somebody came in and they
They reset your arm there.
yeah. But it's broken the same spot 2 times. And I've also like broken toes a couple times and like fingers.
Nothing. What about you?
Yeah, I broke my ankle.
That's cool.
I dislocated my left shoulder. That's not really
That's
a break.
not a break. Yeah.
But that was the worst one.
That's more
That
painful.
sounds
It was-
gross.
yeah, it was-
I
it
just
Because
was
don't.
bad.
like with a broken bone, you don't really feel your bones.
No, yeah.
Like it
It just hurts.
hurts, but it's not. But like when you dislocate something or like tear something, like I tore my hamstring once, and that was excruciating. And like I was
I
in
dislocated
pain for a week.
a couple times because once you dislocate it once, it's easy to do.
do it
Do you
again.
remember I was doing stand up in a sling
Yeah,
a couple times? And did you remember?
I thought that's because you were jerking off too much.
Yeah, I was jerking off a lot. And last year, do you remember when I fell down my steps and I completely black and blued my back?
Yeah.
Remember that? I didn't go to the hospital for that, but I'm pretty sure I probably had like a hairline fracture.
Broke your tailbone or something.
It was gnarly, man. That was bad.
How did you do that?
I slipped on ice. I slipped on
Okay.
ice going down my steps, and I just.
Why is that so funny? Why is people like slipping? On
I don't
ice
think it
really
is funny.
You
I
don't?
I think you're just laughing at other people's. No, of course it's funny. It's amazing. It's the best.
I think it's Schadenfreude. A little bit of that going on with you guys.
So yeah, let me keep going through my week because I'll lose it because there's other things going on. I'll get to that too. So Saturday did the show. Sunday went and saw Dave Chappelle. He did this. He made this documentary about those shows he was doing down in Yellow Springs, Ohio, and he performed there. Bone Thugs and Harmony came out. But the thing that was cool about that is it was at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, and they make you lock your phone up.
Yeah.
So before, like, we got there pretty early, me and my buddy James, and so we're just kind of like, are we gonna sit here? Like, no, let's go walk around. So we just start doing laps around the outside of the Romo Fijo, and just like are bumping into people and like hey, you're here, like, and it was like almost like things were back to the year 2000 where everybody's in the moment, talking to each other, like engaging, and it was kind of fucking cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like I saw some people and like, oh hey, what's up? Like, and people I knew, like not just like people that like listen to the show or anything like that. And so we were like chatting and having drinks and talking about our expectations, but it was pretty fun to just have that moment where people are just kind of bumping into each other and not just like on their phones or like looking, like meeting up with somebody. Like you're happy to see someone because you didn't know they were going to be there.
Literally the entire time I'd be like, I want to check my fucking phone. Literally that entire time I would have been like, oh, what's going on with my phone right now?
Like, what if there was an emergency?
Well, you can leave it on vibrate. So your phone's still with you the whole time.
Oh, okay. Why do they
It's
say you lock it up?
You lock it in this bag so you can't get it out of the bag.
But can you get it out of the bag if there was an emergency?
If you can get it out of the bag, there's certain points you can go to get it out of the bag if you
That's
need to.
not safe. I don't like it.
But that's the thing. Everybody thinks there's not that many fucking emergencies.
No.
What just happened recently?
Nothing.
The Travis
There was
Scott thing.
That was
Like, that was an emergency.
That
all
was-
Yeah,
over
but
the
nobody's going to have time to pull out their phone
Yeah.
and be like, I'm getting stampeded.
yeah.
Yes.
But
Oh, that's not safe. I don't like that.
but all you do is
How
go,
do you think people fucking lived before we had
Right.
cell phones?
you go
more death.
You go.
More
there was
unnecessary
you walk,
death.
You walk for 2 seconds.
What if the end of the world is happening and you want to say goodbye to your family? Oh my gosh. That's
Yeah, but
stressful.
well, maybe it's not for you. I liked it. I thought it was
literally
nice that
No,
everybody-
thousands
no,
of years.
I-
I'm kind of somewhere in between.
No. Here's my thing: is I love that idea.
Yeah.
I don't like what could happen without a cell phone.
But again, you don't not have your cell phone. You have your cell phone, and you can get to the stations. They unlock it. It doesn't take that long.
Yeah, but if it's the end of the world and everyone wants their phone unlocked to say goodbye,
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to happen.
If it's the end of the world, like
I don't really care.
The cell phone towers are going to be fucking jammed anyway. Nothing's getting.
Yeah,
through.
you're not reaching anybody.
Yeah.
If everybody knows it's the end of the
okay,
world.
maybe not an end of the world, maybe like an attack.
Again, also, these are very extreme scenarios,
I don't like it.
and
Makes me
you just
angry.
gotta let it be and be like, oh, if we're getting
Not-
attacked, at least I'm in some place where I'm
least
having a
watching
good
Dave
time.
Chappelle.
I'm watching Dave Chappelle, having some laughs.
Not one single cell phone saved anybody in the Dark Knight Rises tragedy.
That's right. Oh, actually, kind of all of them did,
What do you mean?
because in the Dark Knight, his use of their cell phones is how they were able to triangulate the position of the Joker and find him.
No, no. I think you're. I don't think you got the point. I'm talking about like when the guy walked into the movie theater in Colorado and shot everybody.
The Dark Knight
that
Rises.
one.
Yes. Okay.
He's like,
I'm
sorry, Bill.
I thought we were talking about the actual film.
Bill's like, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about the actual tragedy when the actual Joker was blowing up.
But they caught him, and I think they were able to call for help. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean,
It could though, depending on the situation.
Yeah. What, like blind them? Like turn on your flashlight? And,
No, we're blinded,
Yeah,
dude.
blinded. You can't see us.
I'm not saying your cell phone's going to stop you, but it could be.
No, it's a handy tool. I get
Yes,
it.
it's
Yes,
a
I get it.
handy
But
tool.
when you're there and having some drinks and having some fun, it's nice to just
tight.
be in the moment. It was
It is
a good
tight.
time. So
My favorite part
Yeah.
is how Bill actually thought I was referencing a Batman movie.
Well,
Not only that, but Bill had an answer.
it's one of my favorite movies, and
It's a great movie.
because I
But I said The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, I know, and
Yeah.
I just But even in
That's so
that,
funny.
It was
okay.
great though. I loved that. That was
Yeah.
perfect.
That was great. It's fine. It's
How much?
but
fun.
I'm also fucking running on fumes because so that stuff's all been going on, and then I went to another Cats game on Monday, had like really good seats. So thanks again, Mark, for hooking that up. That was fun. And then so I'm just like, and then the way that we do the video for the Alan Cox show has changed because they're doing all this construction in our building because we're supposed to be out of there like months ago. We were supposed to be out of there October 1st. We were supposed to be in the new studios.
Yeah.
So they're like taking all this stuff away and changing things, and like all the salespeople, all that stuff is gone.
Where are they at now?
They're all just operating from home.
Oh, okay.
until the.
Are
new
you
place
going to be
opens.
Are you going to be doing the show remotely?
No,
shortly?
no. Because we still have the lease for a while, but they just want to get a head start on kind of flipping everything to what the new space is going to be. So they're like, well, we don't need the salespeople here. We can start working on this.
Is the morning show still there?
Yeah, so there's there. We're like all the radio people are still there. All the on-air people are still there. It's just the like salespeople and promotions people aren't there. So because of that, they did something with the Wi-Fi, and I can't get our Wi-Fi to connect to the live stream. Like I can use the Wi-Fi within the building, but it won't connect to YouTube to do a live stream.
Oh.
So what I have to do is record each segment with our cameras and then upload it.
Oh.
So instead of like letting one continuous stream go all day and editing like on the fly, what I do now is I'm still like doing the same like camera movements, but I have to then upload the video at the end of each segment, title it, description, do all the tags, throw it on the website. And so that takes any downtime that I have during commercial breaks completely away.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's
so
crazy.
That's
so
a
like
bummer.
when I used to use that to kind of like do a couple laps around the building or whatever and just kind of like let my mind
You're sitting in one
breathe a little
spot
bit.
for 4 hours.
I'm sitting in one spot for 4 hours doing all this stuff. And like it's not the end of the world. And like
and even if it was, you don't have your cell phone.
and
So like you're dead. You're done.
so when
Listen, the people around me matter to me, okay?
so when
I'm
it
gonna say goodbye.
like now I've already kind of got the hang of it and got the rhythm of it. So it's already easier today than it was Monday, but like figuring out exactly what I was doing took a couple days to kind of get that rhythm down. And so like today I was good enough at it that I could take a break and go take a piss and do whatever, but it's just still a lot more brain power than I had to use before, just because there's awareness of it.
Right.
Like, and it's not muscle memory yet. So that's that. All right, should we do some memes now?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. This is kind of a short list. This is my first one. And it's Kyle Rittenhouse smoking
A real big doobie.
instead
Oh, wow.
of crying.
Oh,
How many people did he kill? 2?
two, yeah.
Two,
And
yeah.
maimed another.
Oh.
So it's no one. This is Black Sabbath. Can somebody else do it? You do it.
I am Iron Man.
And it's Paul Rudd talking into a fan.
I've done that so many times.
Oh yeah,
As an adult
that
or
was
child?
Both.
Okay,
Yeah.
mine just a child.
as a child, like that was like a legit activity.
Dude, so
They're like,
fun.
hey, you want to come over?
And talking the
And
fan.
just talking to the fan. Just talking to the fan.
Wait, you actually had people come over to talk into a fan?
I mean, but it would happen.
Yeah, but it would definitely happen. Like, let me do
yeah.
it.
Every time I see a fan, I still do it.
Do you?
Every time.
Nice. Inside of you are 2 raccoons. One is trash. The other is also trash. You are a dumpster.
That's cute.
Look at them cuddling, though.
Oh, raccoons are cute. I like when they use their stupid hands. They got thumbs.
I love it.
I know it is weird.
Me in the produce section. It's just a bunch of starter.
It's just
grabs.
Spock just
Yeah.
Am I the only one that
grabbing faces.
that whenever I go I buy a watermelon, I give them little spanks.
Oh, everybody does.
spank
I feel
watermelon?
Like,
A
yeah.
spank a
Yeah,
watermelon.
you spank watermelon.
Make sure it's
Any kind of
solid.
melon.
Yeah, you're just like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good melon.
Melon spankers.
Well, this is a lady looking at little fairies in the field saying, holy shit, they do wear boots.
Oh my god, that's 2 Black Sabbath memes.
Very much on accident.
Wow,
Very much on
you
accident.
weirdo.
That was not
There's a theme.
intentional. And doctors prescribing SSRIs are like, you just haven't found the right string yet, bro.
That's funny.
Yeah, we nutting this month. Keep scrolling.
But who
And
is that?
Sesame Street.
Sesame Street
The
with
game
knives.
with the knives
Yeah,
and
with-
cigarettes and guns and booze.
I like
Yeah,
that.
the No Nut November. I think we already talked about it, but I have nutted much in November.
Right.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's a stupid thing.
Stupid.
Like, I need to nut.
Like that was it. That was the last one. I had a short one this week.
You ran through them real quick.
I did. Sorry.
I can't ever tell when it's going to be a big spurt or just a dribble.
Me either.
I'm very inconsistent.
Yeah,
Like
it depends on the day.
some-
Well, I can't. I
What
can
goes
before.
into that?
What do you mean? What
I-
goes
I-
into
What
what?
goes into
I
the
don't even know.
amount? The like
Well,
the
I know if I take a few days off,
Yeah,
it's gonna be a lot.
It-
It's like Roosevelt's Rough Riders
Yeah.
just storming out of my
Yeah.
out of
But-
my boy pussy.
But then, like,
if-
I had a day the other day.
boy
pussy
pussy.
is your butthole.
oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Unless you have like a
I'm-
reconstructed vagina
Oh. Well,
from a penis.
there's some things I don't want to talk
But
about.
wouldn't it still just
on the
be
air.
a pussy? It wouldn't be a boy pussy.
Yeah, good point. A boy pussy is usually because Pound Cake
I
calls
know, I'm so smart. I've never
his
heard that before.
butthole his boy pussy, his pussy.
Oh.
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense.
I knew
Wow,
that was
I'm an
it.
idiot.
Yeah.
I knew that. I was just calling my. All right.
Yeah. Your
Okay.
Dick is
You're,
just calling my dick
what?
a-
What,
but-
is, what does your dick
Dick
look
Loris.
like?
How about that?
If it's your
Well,
There's
you got a
boy
drawing
pussy.
of it if you want to see.
Oh,
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Actually, yeah, I have a drawing of it.
I know what you're gonna say. You have more?
No, I don't know where it is.
Uh-oh.
Very important piece of art right there.
It was very nice. Bill saw it.
I did actually see it.
It was nice.
Very veiny.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a very veiny BB.
Veiny.
Is what the boys say.
Is that what the boys
That's
say?
what the boys tell me. No, AJ, you have a very veiny boy pussy.
No, like the other day I had like I was just feeling it, so I did like 3 in a day. Well, 3 within 24 hours.
Okay.
So I did like a morning, a night, and then another morning. But late. It was like an afternoon, a night, and then a morning. And I thought that morning one was gonna be like a little meh, and it
Just go everywhere.
blast off. And I just and like sometimes you're like that's cool, but sometimes you're like God damn it, now I gotta like
Clean
up.
Yeah.
Like I gotta
The
like
fucking
wash
work.
blankets and shit because
Yeah.
it gets
Oopsies.
yeah.
See?
And then
it's
also,
like the
also,
inside.
here's another thing.
It's like the
Whoopsie.
inside of Kesha's mouth in here.
Here's another thing. When I wipe up, like I have tissues by my bed, and I'll wipe it up, and then I leave it.
Oh,
there,
God,
and
no.
Then, and then Whoopsie, well, she doesn't go for him, but she sits there and goes.
Oh no!
Because she wants them.
So mad at it.
She wants
She's
them.
like, I
She wants to eat them.
I want daddy's seed. Is what she's saying. Give me I
so
want
then-
daddy's seed.
Then I can't just leave it there, so I always have to just get up. Like now, I just get up and throw it away.
Oh, I can't. I just I think I have a cat.
Because I
she
can't,
doesn't fucking
because
care.
the worst thing,
He doesn't care.
is falling asleep and then being awakened by Whoopsie, like just staring at your cum rag, going.
Yeah. You should get a cat. Let me tell you why. Because if you have a cat, when you feel it about to go, you just go over to the litter box. Just jizz in the litter box. I'm kidding. I don't jizz in my cat's litter box.
ate a used condom once when he was a puppy. He didn't have to have surgery or anything because he's so big.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
so gross.
ugh.
Why are dogs disgusting?
Dogs are gross. I mean, Whoopsie also like got into some tampons before. Like that's the worst.
Yeah.
She's chewed on condoms, but never swallowed them. But she likes chewing on the wrappers too. And I'm like, come on, can you
Yeah.
stop this. And so like, I guess what it really means is I'm being lazy.
I guess
And I
so.
didn't
It's
clean
just
up.
like, let me
Yeah.
leave my
Yeah, you just
Jizz
even
everywhere.
if you don't get a cat, just get a litter box. Just jizz in the.
But I don't want to have to get up to jizz. Like I don't want to go.
Yeah,
jizz
but
in that.
yeah.
Like the whole point is like
It's
I
the
want to
least
be.
sexy thing I've ever heard. Like
like,
getting up to
To
like
go jizz in a litter box.
into a litter box.
Hey,
I
babe,
do
check
think.
this
I
out.
do think if I got a litter box, Whoopsie would shit in it. She likes shitting in like
Sand?
gravelly and sandy.
Really?
places.
Because I only see her shit on like really cement. Yeah, I only see her. Well, no, I pee in cement. I see her pee
Yeah,
in cement.
she'll piss anywhere. She don't really know shit about that. But like she likes like a sandy like she does
Sandy
grass,
area.
but she doesn't want it to be too tall a grass because
Same.
she doesn't want it to like
tickling.
tickle her butthole. So yeah. All right, we should tell some jokes.
Yeah, I think so.
What's your is it my turn or your turn?
I don't know.
I think it's Bill's turn, but
Okay.
I could be wrong.
I think I went first last week actually.
All right.
Because
That's my
I
turn.
started one off like early in the show.
All right.
Your turn, AJ.
The Egg McMuffin is turning 50 years old. And to celebrate its 50th birthday, the Egg McMuffin won't stop bitching about how the Egg McMuffin used to cost 63 cents.
Like an old person.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
love it.
There is a football coach that was fired because he works in Asbury Park, New Jersey, and he got drunk, brought a girl in, and they puked and shit all over the football field and in the locker room. And sometimes the Bruce Springsteen songs just write themselves.
So American.
You just wait until Bruce Springsteen finds out there's 49 other states. That's when his career is really going to take off.
Yeah, we'll go through these fast because we've already
right.
been gabbing for a bit.
All right. Quarterback Matthew Stafford's wife apologizes after she threw a pretzel and hit a fan during Sunday night's Rams-Niners game. Coincidentally, she ended up being more accurate than her husband was on Sunday.
Good joke, except that was a Monday game.
Oh, yeah, it was, wasn't
But
it?
still,
Wow.
doesn't matter.
I mean,
function.
I thought it was perfect. It
Thank
was a
you.
perfect
Yeah,
joke.
well,
I mean, it was one of my middle of the road ones.
It
This
was.
week.
I mean, it
It
was
was
okay.
perfect to me.
Thank you. Thanks, Tommy.
You're welcome.
A Boston man suffered seizures caused by a tapeworm in his brain. The worm commented on the situation. You like apples? I ate his brain. How you like them apples?
Good. I love a good Goodwill Hunting joke.
Well, I'm glad you probably liked that one because it
Yeah.
wasn't a good one. It was an okay one.
Country music singer Luke Bryan helped a single mother who was stranded help change her tire. And when he asked how she knew if she was a single mother, he said, because she knew me and my songs.
That's pretty funny.
That's great.
Officials in Texas, I'm actually going to save that one for last because I think that's my best one. Ghosting people. All right, I didn't really write a joke for this one. I just kind of put down thoughts. I was, like I said, I didn't have
Ghosting
a.
people, that's all it says.
A study on ghosting people said that people that exhibit the dark triad traits are okay with the practice of ghosting. So basically, the study was assholes see no problem with their behavior.
What is the dark triad traits?
That's like narcissism and sociopath, stuff like that. There's probably one more.
Triads.
And there's probably one more.
I really read the whole article.
I have no idea what it is. The World Health Organization says that the COVID vaccine will not make you infertile. But if you honestly believe these wild conspiracy theories, don't worry because you're probably an incel anyway.
And also, who's breeding with them?
Yeah,
like that's a good point. All right,
Give me all of the shots.
Yeah, pump me up.
No babies
Like Elvis
here,
Costello.
please. Was that one good too?
He was vaccinated. Australian mega spider jaws. There's an Australian mega spider whose jaws are so strong it can pierce a human's fingernails.
Whoa.
And maybe Australia should bring back guns. 'Cause holy shit.
Yeah, fuck
Right.
that. That's lame.
Hell no.
All right, this is my last joke. Our friend Mary helped me revise this. Mary Santora helped me revise this joke.
Sweet of
I
her.
Yeah, I'll run my jokes by somebody, like if I'm not sure.
I'll do that when I have time to write them, like before. But sometimes it's just like, like today's.
According to officials, gay sex at the Vatican has never been worse than it is currently under Pope Francis. And my suggestion is maybe get out from underneath Pope Francis. You're probably a top.
I like him for a pope. That's all right.
Yeah, he's inconsequential to me. All right, Tommy. Hold on, wait. He worked at the Vatican.
Well, I'm not. No.
No, he didn't. Okay. Oops.
Did not.
Well,
Well, he's been there.
yeah.
A Boston man suffered. No, I did that one. Officials in Texas have warned residents to prepare for winter power outages, but are working on a new type of generator. I'm going to start over because I'm really bad this week. Officials in Texas are warning residents to prepare for winter power outages, but are working on a new type of generator powered by Joe Rogan sucking his own dick.
That's so awesome. He can
tight.
suck his own dick.
Yeah, he said that. Yeah,
That's so cool.
Is
He's
it
such a
because
cool
he can
guy.
stretch? Or he got a big dick?
He said he's very flexible.
Okay.
So he said he's very flexible. But I think even if you are flexible, you still have to have a pretty good
You have to have an
sized
okay
dick.
sized
Yeah.
pee-pee.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I could get closer when I was more flexible. But those are,
I think we
those
may
days.
have had this conversation, but do all guys try that at least once?
I think so. And if you don't, then you probably just
Yeah.
are lying, or you don't have confidence in your flexibility or your
think-
penis.
That's good enough.
What?
I think that's enough. The calves are very close right now.
Okay. Well, thanks for
good
checking
night,
this
you guys.
episode and enjoy Jessica Michelle Singleton. And we'll see you next week. Don't forget to check me out on The Alan Cox Show. And you know where to find it. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Bill Squire Show. I have a guest with me this week. I haven't had a guest in a while, but when there's one that's worth having on, I'll have them on, especially when they're coming to one of the best comedy clubs in the country, Hilarities. What's going on, Jessica Michelle Singleton?
I'm chilling. I'm so excited to be in Cleveland this weekend.
You've been through here a few times. You worked at Hilarities a couple times, but this is your first time like headlining a weekend.
Yeah, I did a split weekend with Bert Kreischer in like 2017, which is insane. That's why he's so much more famous than me. But
He's not that famous. He's only doing the fucking Cavs arena the same week. He's gonna be here that weekend.
Great.
You know?
Oh, good.
Yeah,
fuck,
right.
Fuck him. Don't go see Bert. You've already seen it. We've seen his tits. Come see.
Yeah, we know what he's gonna say. Oh, my kids are mean to me. Yeah, we know, Bert.
Yeah, Bert, you're an idiot. I
No,
love him. Yeah.
we
that's
love him.
great.
Well,
I'm so
that
excited.
could actually lead to a really fun hangout that weekend.
That's my favorite when you run
yeah.
into other comics in the same city, like the same weekend as you. It's the best.
It's
often you're like alone. But.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, when everybody gets together. I haven't been on the road for about 9 years, but I did like 9-10 years, and like I remember meeting Pete Lee for the first time because I was doing like a college gig and he was at the Des Moines Funny Bone, and so I did my gig and went over there and like met him, and like we. You know, it's like you have a friend all of a sudden.
Yeah.
To just like we didn't even know each other, but like that night we just like got along.
That's how it is with comics, though. It's like
Yeah.
even when you go to a city and you like work with someone new, more often than not, I find that you like instantly bond and you're like, all right, great, cool, we get it.
It's always a bummer though when you don't though. Like when you can, when you
you're
go,
like, oh, we're gonna be together all weekend and you suck.
yeah, this is weird.
Like I'll
so
be
you-
in my hotel room alone.
Yep. You just released a new album which kicked ass on the charts and is doing really well. I was listening to it today. Very funny shit. And it's called Horny for Death, which
There
is a great title for a comedy album. So I love that. And you kind of start off, I don't want to give away jokes on the thing, but you talk about not wearing makeup anymore.
Yeah. I can't.
I love it. I think that will move us in a better direction in society if women stop wearing makeup.
Oh, if we all stop lying to you guys with paint on our face.
Well,
it'll be a better place if I actually know what the woman I'm in love with looks like. It's too much work. I honestly, hats off to women who can upkeep the charade of looking your best all the time, or quote your best. I don't know. It's different from person to person, but my mostly came down to laziness for me. I was like, I just can't.
And that's why I respect it so much, because I think anything done out of laziness is really just reflective of who you actually are. So if you're putting in all this work on something that you don't enjoy and go, wait, I don't want to do this because I don't feel like it, then you never really wanted to do it in the first place.
Yeah, I think you're right, man. It's like you're committing to like, actually, I've never wanted to put on eyelashes and I'm sick of it. So it is. I think it's sort of like, I don't want to be all, feministy blogger, like society tells us we got to look a certain way. But it's like at a certain point, I'm just like, well, my other girlfriends are doing it. So I guess like that's what we do. And I'm like, no, I don't care. Like, if you don't like the way I look without makeup, all right, don't look at me.
Right. And I think, looking at you right now, you're a very pretty girl, but like who
Cancel him.
Yeah, that's right. Take that. Take that compliment. I'm a man. You're pretty. Deal with it. But you're like, Mary Santora is one of my best friends. She works on Radio Store with Mary, and Mary's great.
Yeah, she's the
and
best.
Mary, like, she'll do makeup, but she does like very minimal amounts of makeup. But I've also worked with people and like know people and dated the people that they do. It's like the whole makeup routine, and it takes them 45 minutes to an hour to just put their makeup on, and then they complain about it. And then there's like my oldest daughter would always like layer on to try and cover up acne when she was a teenager. And then it just made it worse. And then she gets in this cycle, and now she's to the point where she's like, I just don't care anymore. And now her skin's never been clearer.
Yeah. Oh, makeup is the worst for acne. And I think that is like an instinct, especially when you're like a teenager
Yeah.
in high school. And it's crazy how insecure everyone is at that age. I look back now and I'm like, oh, all of that was so unimportant. But we were all like, this is the biggest deal ever if people don't think I look okay or whatever. And you just, I was lucky that I never had, knock on wood, I never had really bad acne. I think my acne is worse now as an adult. And that's part of the reason I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm not going to put makeup on and just get festering pimple chin. Like, I can't. And then it is funny, too, that, like, women will then complain about, like, my makeup, and it's like, well, you did this to yourself.
I was out with a girl, and she doesn't, like, she's like, and she's just a friend of mine, but she, like, works on a golf course, and she's real, like hands in the ground type of, like doing, like, real work, and I have like soft hands because I haven't had to work for the past 20 years because I'm a comedian. So but she had a pimple and she was like trying to kind of hide it, and she's like, are you looking at my pimple? And I'm like, yeah, can I pop it? And she's like, yes. And so that's how we ended up forming a much closer bond.
Pimples are, I feel like there's two audiences on, there's these like pimple popper people.
Yeah.
Who love popping or love watching pimples be popped. I'm the opposite.
You're opposite. Listen, it is disgusting, but I still love it, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, no, that describes most of my former relationships. So
yeah.
What's
your relationship status right now? Is that another cancel question?
Get him. That's none of your business. I'm dating a guy now. He's a musician, so it's a good fit. He gets the lifestyle, but he's not a comedian, so he's not fucked up in the same ways. So
yeah, it's almost like a yin to the yang with a musician who understands, like you said, the lifestyle, but has different trauma and expresses it in a probably more cathartic way than like, hey, laugh at my pain. You're actually like,
I'm hurting.
You're expressing your pain a lot in music, where you're like, okay, I had these traumatic events, but I think you're putting out there in a more digestible way. Yeah, like where it's like
people can make your thing about them, whereas like when I talk about my trauma, no one goes, this is really about me, you know?
Yeah, right.
But when you hear a song where it's like you relate to the emotion behind it, you're like, I feel like this was written for me. No one hears me talk about my dad leaving me in a Waffle House, and it's like she's inside my brain, you know? But
and if you do have that, like if there is someone that's have even a close to that experience, they'll be like, okay, I'm a fan for life.
Oh yeah, it's magical too. Like I started talking about like the more deep things I talk about. I mean, it's interesting because like of course I get, you know, people who like, I make dirty jokes and I love it, and like I tell stories, and everyone's got their sexual mishap, so we can all bond on that. But when it's something a little bit deeper, it's like the connection from the fan to artist is like lifelong.
Yeah, and it's also something that's it's a little tricky because you still have to make it funny. So when you're like spilling out your gut, like, and I went through a divorce years ago, and I know, right? Mate, how could you not want to be with me? But anyway, the point is, when I first started talking about that, it was still too raw, so it wasn't funny. It was just like sad man talks about ex-wife, and like that's not good. But then like now I can kind of talk about it, and there's enough space where when I talk about it, like they feel the lightheartedness of it, and it's funnier because like it's a really fucked up situation, but like we still get along, and like we raise kids together and stuff like that. So sorry, it's okay. I was just gonna say basically what happened with us, like we grew apart, but I used to do a character on the radio show that would like write these dirty stories, and then this guy became a fan of that, made a Twitter account dedicated to like a Twitter fan character version of that, and then we became friends, and now he's lived with my ex-wife for the past 7 years.
As soon as like you got to we became friends, I was like, he fucked his wife. Oh god, this guy fucked his wife. Honestly, that's like I mean, imagine. I just feel like, how do you fall in love with a character? So whatever. I mean, obviously he's a real person behind it, but like, damn, that hurts.
Yeah.
I had a roommate once who got a life coach, which is just, where do you have to be in your life to like pay a life coach? But I would do it probably at this point. But the point is, his life coach stole his girlfriend, and I'm like, that's fucking horrifying. No, you do. It's like there's a reason. It's so cliche, but tragedy plus time is real. Because like same thing for me when I've gone like some of my best bits on my new album are about an ex-boyfriend, but they came after a few months of me really like just babbling on stage, fucking things that. There were definitely sets where it's like, this isn't for a stage. This is something you need to be doing on your own, lady. I think you need to see a therapist.
But at the same time, we kind of have to do it on stage to find the notes, like find the beats of the story to make it funny. So like we have to kind of bomb through those stories to find a way to make them funny and relatable.
Absolutely.
And it's one of those
sometimes
things.
It comes to you like the light goes off while you're telling the story.
Yes.
You like you in the middle of it, you find a way to see it as kind of like silly or just laugh at the fucked upness of it all. You have to.
And there's super comedy fans, and there's people that like, especially for me being mostly like performing in Cleveland, they'll come and see me at a show that's like an open mic that, or like, just a place where I'm trying something out, and they'll see me do stuff and they'll be like, well, you weren't very good. What's all this about? And it's like, do you understand the difference between me being on like a book show versus me just saying something the first time? And a lot of people don't. And that's why comedians have to be so careful about, recording their sets and stuff like that. I mean, it doesn't matter for me. I can't get anything to go viral. So there's nothing that someone in the audience is gonna film. But like, if you're at that level of like a Dave Chappelle, like, you're gonna hide people's phones because you're still working the shit out.
Yeah, you don't want someone to get a bit out before it's done, and then people think that's the bit, and like people just don't understand that so much of it is being worked out on stage. That's my nightmare when people come to a show where I'm like, oh, like it's never an advertised show, but someone gets wind of I'm popping in on some local spot, and one of someone who really likes me is I'm going to show up to this one, or a friend who hasn't seen me go up ever in person or in a long time is like, I'll show up and surprise her, and I'm like, no, I don't want you to see this. If you came for like the best version of me, you're not. This is like a group therapy.
Yeah. And then they go, well, I'm sure it works sometimes. Like I had almost the exact opposite of that happen, where my mom, like we were just driving somewhere together, and I reminded her of like a joke that I told on my album recording, and she goes, and do people laugh at that? I'm like, you were at the recording. You heard people laughing at it.
Dude, that stuff is so wild. Or like, you ever get off stage, and every once in a while I've had this happen where like I feel like I had a good set. I was like, oh, that was a fun crowd. And then someone comes up and like, I really loved your set. I don't know why no one else was into it. And I'm like, wait. This happened to me twice in my whole life. And I'm like, wait, I didn't think I did bad. I didn't.
Yeah.
It seemed like I thought I did. Was I doing bad and I'm delusional? What the fuck?
I'm always terrified that I'm delusional. So like that's a lot of times when I record my set, I just want to make sure that I'm hearing laughter after the fact. So I'm not one of those people that like, and I'm sure these people that have been doing it as long as you, but they've never progressed in their career, and they're just
refuse to quit.
Yeah, and they refuse to quit, and they like. There's always like the silence is golden and embrace the silence and blah blah. But these people have never broken out of the silence.
Yeah, and like they've never done well, so they don't understand that they're not doing well.
But
like
they still keep going, and it's astonishing to me.
It's mind blowing. Part of me, now that we're talking about it, it's like I'm kind of like, you know what? Maybe if they in their heart are like already know like this is just a hobby for me. I do it but it's never that. It's the person who's like, I'm grinding, I'm getting there, I'm gonna be somebody.
Exactly.
Eat shit.
Can you put a good word in for me? Yeah, I saw you're doing this. Can you have me on your podcast?
No.
Can you do? And I'm like, ugh.
No bigger nightmare to me than the people who are overly confident and terrible, because I am a people pleaser, and I like if someone comes directly to me like, hey, what's up with that thing? Can I do your show? I don't even have a show, so don't fucking, please God, no one reach out to me. Can I do your podcast? It's like, I don't think I have a podcast anymore. I stopped it today. So.
Yeah, it's over now. Or I don't have guests anymore. Like that's why like I haven't had guests for a while, and that saved my ass a few times. Like I'll have a guest every once in a while, but I just like it's usually me and two other people. And we just kind of fuck around, and that's the podcast. But
that's
today,
good though, because deters those conversations.
Right. And so like, oh, I don't really have guests, but you know, when someone's coming to town that's promoting something, but I'm not just gonna have random people on and just, you know,
You're like, let me plug my open mic. It's on Thursdays.
Yeah, it's
barbecue
like
restaurant.
That's I'm performing at a barbecue restaurant tonight.
Headlining a bowling alley. Are you
yes.
really going to a barbecue restaurant tonight?
I'm headlining, but it's a paid gig, and it's actually
dude, whatever. I've got such weird spots.
They got a side room that's built for like with a nice stage, so it's one of those things where, you know, you can do a comedy show anywhere if you have a stage, lights, and it's separate from a bar. Like
yes, if you're not imposing on people and surprising them,
right?
The worst.
Yeah, that's never good. But you're kicking the ass on the road right now. Like you're all over the place.
It's crazy.
Where else are you going? Because we have listeners everywhere.
Well, before I'm coming to Hilarities the 18th through the 20th, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then before that, I'm in Buffalo on Tuesday the 16th, and Pittsburgh on Wednesday the 17th. So just that whole area.
Oh, great. Well, yeah, we definitely have listeners in both those places. So hopefully they can come and see you. And you're working with Steve Gillespie, who is he's fucking hilarious. I love Steve.
So funny. He's such a good guy too.
Yeah. How did you guys end up? Was that something that you guys kind of planned on?
The club actually was like, hey, we want to get you guys both in. Let's put you guys together on this weekend. And it was just like perfect. I've only worked with him on small shows. He was at like when he's been out in LA, and maybe somewhere else I was on a show with him just like randomly. But he's one of those people, and you'll know what I'm talking about. And any like comedians, but you know, it's like there's people you just run into that like you don't really hang out with that much. But when you run into them, you're like, why not? Like we
right,
vibe.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot where it's just like, oh, I could hang out with you all the time, but like we're never in the same place at the same time, so we're not going to.
Yeah, my buddy was just in town the other night doing a show, and like whenever like he's like, hey, can you come do a spot? I have a show tonight, and they didn't book anybody to open. I'm like, absolutely. And you know, it wasn't the most professionally produced show. That's a whole different story.
It's comedy, yeah.
But like it didn't matter because I got to hang out with this dude that I have, Jeff Tate. If you,
I love Jeff Tate.
Yeah, exactly. And Jeff Tate and I like
best.
We can just talk and like have a good time and catch up, and it's like no time has passed, and like we also don't even like get that deep into each other's lives. We just have a good time together. Yeah. And
I
it's
feel like
the
Jeff
best.
Tate's one of those people that like anyone could talk to him. He's so easy to talk to. He's like just so funny, and I mean, I don't know if that's true. I don't want to send a bunch of people to Jeff Tate and him be like, stop telling people they can talk to me.
Yeah, just go see him and listen to his albums. That's what you should do.
So funny. Yeah.
Yes,
so
pay to see comedians, and don't think they are going to be your friends. And if they become your friends, don't move in with their wife.
You know who you are. Al. I'm kidding. I don't know his name. But
you got close. You got close. Starts with an A.
Names.
Yeah.
Asshole? Is that his name? He sounds like an asshole. It's fine.
That's the thing. He's a good guy.
A
great
guy.
And we get along.
I
know. And it's like I get along because like I'm a piece of shit too. So like it's not like this was like we were getting divorced anyway, and then this happened.
That's different.
But like their friendship started blossoming towards the end of the relationship, and like she's kind of a Tarzaner where she's not ever been single her entire.
I went through a phase of that in my early and mid 20s, and then I had to come to like a screeching halt, and I was like, I gotta fucking knock it off.
Be single for a while.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, everyone's gonna do what they're gonna do, and they have their reasons. But that's one of the best things I ever did was just go, wait, like who the fuck am I? I need to just be. Sorry, like I was like avoiding my thoughts and my emotions, and it's like, no, I need to just be with myself for a while.
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people do, because like once you have somebody else there, it quiets some noise in your brain that you keep trying to run away from through, other
various methods. And I think having another person that makes you feel comfortable and happy can definitely do that. But then you end up having the same problems again and again. And so, yeah, I went through a breakup earlier this year. And it was, but it's like one of those things where we got into a relationship and then quarantine happened, and so then that like exacerbates a bunch of shit, but we didn't really talk about it because we didn't have anybody else to be around, so we just kind of went with it. And then once we kind of got on the other side of it, it was like, oh, okay, we want different things. You're just like, this isn't the right fit, which is fine. I also hate that, like, I mean, quarantine really like make or break, like made or broke. I don't know. In a lot of relationships, it was like,
yeah,
this is
absolutely,
either really good or you're not a good fit. But also, I hate that there's this like this stigma we were all fed as kids of like finding the one and like forever, and then you look at a relationship ending. So many people go like, I failed, and it's like, no, it's just like you had a thing and then it didn't work out, but it was like fun for a minute and now you move on.
Yeah, and you can learn from it and you can become a better person. And I kind of like having those, like I like all the relationships that I've had. Like there's not one that I'm like, this was the worst thing that ever happened to me. Like I had a good time in those relationships, and now I'm, you know, and I don't need a relationship to make my life complete. Like I have a really good life, and then if I get
it, you guys,
and if I have a good relationship on top of that, then that's nice. But it's not like a I'm not like, oh, I need the other person. Yeah.
Well, I that shit makes me so sad. Is like, and I have friends that like just so badly are like, when will I find my person? I need to, and it's like, dude, complete yourself. It's nice having a partner. I say that as someone who has a partner, and I love my partner, but like, I can't be like, who I am is this person's partner. It's
right. It's
also,
just
that's too much to put on a person.
Right.
You complete me is like, that's
so
so much pressure.
Yeah, but then like, who's completing me? If I'm the one that's completing you, like that's not like it's not a two-way street like that. A lot of times it's just a lot of codependency, and that's what we're fed. And so like I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she's like, yeah, I feel like I put a lot of work into this one, so I want to see it through with this relationship. I'm like, I mean, I appreciate like you do have to do work to stay in a relationship, but like, what kind of work are you doing? Or is this person taking advantage of you? And like,
it's like, are you just like, it's been so long that you're like, oh, well, I don't want to be with him, but I've already invested so much time. And it's like, this isn't a screenplay.
Right.
This is your life. Like, but toss it out and go somewhere else.
Start over. It's not that, it's actually pretty nice.
People are just scared of change, even if it's the right thing. It's like, people are so, I don't know. We're humans. We're just wired to be like, oh no, what if everything goes wrong? And it's like, why?
Right. And then I think once you get a little bit of perspective on, they go, okay, things are going to go wrong, but it's going to be okay. And you just kind of, it's just part of life.
Right. You're like, we're not going to die.
What made you move in?
You are eventually. But
yeah, right. But like not today, probably. Not from the depression or the sadness or the loneliness. That's not what's going to kill you.
Like, no, it's going to be drugs and food, probably.
Yes. What made you get into comedy? Have you been doing it for a while now?
Yeah, I was just a weird, funny kid. I definitely like have the kind of cartoonishly classic, trauma, but I don't think you need to be traumatized to be a comedian. I just think that having tumultuous circumstances sometimes helps you develop a sense of humor as like a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
So, I grew up in just sort of a rocky household. A lot of shit went wrong. And so my sense of humor was sort of it was like a survival.
Yeah. And
that the tension and stuff.
That's where the people pleaser comes into, because like I grew up in a very religious household. So that's like the other side of the comedian coin, like where I was just always told to like make my parents happy. And like the other day on the radio show, we were talking about some of the people on the show like talk back to their parents, and like I could never. Like,
dude, and I didn't even have a super religious household, but when I observed my friends who would just say the rudest shit to their parents, and I know I have comedians who are like grown adults and they are like aggressively mean to their parents, and I'm like, and I am not a saint. I'm not someone who's like the rules and I'm the morals and how, but like blows my mind. And I don't know. I mean, there's obviously nothing's wrong or right. It's all perception, I guess. I mean, there are things that are objectively wrong. Don't murder anyone or whatever. But I'm just like, I can't even.
Yeah, I just can't wrap my head around like talking back to my dad, because I was so afraid of him that it's just like I didn't want to see what that would lead to. So I never did it. And then there's other people like Mary, who's on the radio show. She was talking about like standing at the top of the stairs because her dad was too big to go up the stairs, and talking shit about him. And like, I'm like, I can't even, it's really funny, but like, oh my goodness, I wouldn't. Now on the other side of that, I have kids, and we have a pretty good relationship, and we like had some tumultuous times, but now they're all grown up. Like they're like the oldest is 22 and like the youngest is 19. Well, they're my ex-wife's kids. They're my stepkids, but I've been their dad for 17 years now.
Now Al's your dad.
Yeah, right.
Just kidding. Sorry.
It's fine. Hey, he helps out where he can. But like my daughter changed all the Netflix avatars on her account yesterday, and man, it made me laugh so hard because she's like, I did one for everybody that kind of makes sense for them, and the one she did for me, I'll just show it to you, is I'm the fat baby. And so
damn,
yeah,
that's so funny.
Yeah, she fucking murdered me on that one, but it was very funny.
God, I love that kind of thing. Yeah, like
Yeah.
my relationship with my mom now is much better than it was when I was growing up and living with her, and we can make jokes and stuff, but like she was terrifying. My mom's like mentally ill, like alcoholic.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, just always my sense of humor developed from trying to keep the peace, basically.
Yeah.
And then as probably a social, I moved from Mississippi to Alaska when I was in like 6th grade, so no friends and no I didn't do Alaskan hobbies. I have no sense of the culture, so I think subconsciously it was like a way for me to connect with other kids my age and stuff.
Absolutely. And that's such a like that's one thing to move from like Cincinnati to Cleveland, but like
that's
like
change.
That's going to like a different country, basically.
It's like a different planet, you know.
Yeah.
I lived in the south of Mississippi. We never had snow. It's like we barely have seasons. We didn't really have seasons. It just got like colder and hotter, but like the colder was just like a less hot. And to fucking the great north, I found out within a week of living there, I have an allergic reaction. If I get too cold, I break out into hives. So I was like, cool, I'm just like an indoor kid now. Fun.
Oh, wow.
This is great. Yeah, so that, and I was just because I was kind of weird and different, you know, and it was in middle school, so kids are mean. So it was sort of, you know, like get to the punchline first. So very like bullying.
Oh yeah, that's
classic.
Exactly how I dealt with it too. Where because like I was a very non-confrontational person and like still am, and so yeah, it's definitely like make the joke to get out of the situation so you could go be with either the people you're comfortable with or just be alone, and that's fine too.
Yeah, where you're like, I just want to get away from this situation.
Yeah,
and it ended up being something that, you know, I knew was a skill. It was like a skill I had. And so I went to college, but the whole time I was in college, I was like, I'm going to do comedy. I mean, really, it's an insane thing to say I became a comedian out of laziness because I'm a workaholic, and most of my friends would say I work too hard. So it's not like I'm not working, but it was more like, okay, this is a thing I already know I have the base level skill for. So instead of trying something else where maybe I don't feel as confident in my skill sets or like I don't have as much experience, because I obviously like, it's that classic, you know, people go like, oh, what are you, just a funny guy at the office? You think you could be a comedian? And it's like, sometimes no, but also maybe.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I already know I know how to make people laugh. So why don't I just try that? Because it feels good. And they say you should do something that you enjoy doing. So I'm going to do that. So I just kind of moved to LA and went balls to the wall.
And that's awesome. And that's one of those things too, where if you're interested in something, like you can try and get me to do certain things and I will never, ever try or excel at them. But if it's something that I actually care about, I throw myself in like full bore and just go like, yeah, like things that other people be like, oh, I can't miss this, or like they want to have a social life or stuff like that. I'm like, nah, I don't care. Comedy and like comedy.
No, and it's like I think to make it in any capacity in stand-up, you have to be willing to sacrifice. You know, you're like other comedians do become sort of like your social outlet. And they become your friends, and you're like, you know, sort of, you know, family, work family, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, you have to be willing to like miss weddings
and birthdays and holidays. I mean, I've spent Christmases in hotel rooms in like not great places because I was trying to work.
Same. And it's like, I'm as much as I'm sure there have been those days where there was a moment where I was like, yeah, kind of maybe I hope everyone's having fun. Wish I was there. I've never regretted doing it. And that's the thing, is like, I don't think it's for you. If it's devastating that you have to, oh God.
Well, it's like, I know people that they'll, you know, they came into comedy and they wanted to make it, and then they start like what the money is when you're first doing it, and they're like, oh, well, that's horrible. And then they go, oh, but then I can't play softball because I'm going to be coming back, and I can't, you know, see my friends, and then I'm gonna my girlfriend's got a thing, and I'm supposed to go with that, and they like that was never a thing for me. Like it was always comedy first, and then everything else comes later. And
yeah,
so
no, and it's like I
nice.
I think in theory, once you start to get a little more established and like, you know, have a little more control or like have a little more just awareness of income, like then you could start to add life balance. But I don't think anyone's ever made it and like started out as someone who's like, well, I don't do spots on Thursdays because of my bowling league.
Right. Yeah. There's no balance at the beginning. There's no. It's all balls to the wall. And then you earn the balance back into your life through being successful and having the ability to turn things down and kind of set your own schedule. And
then
that's,
you have to hope
nice.
that you can somehow develop the skill to like slow down.
Yeah, that's which is so hard.
And it's like a thing I'm constantly now working on at a very minimal level. But like if I'm in town, like I can take a night off. I don't have to go do spots, but like
right.
But if someone's like, I have a show, I'm like, oh well, I mean, I don't have a spot that night, so
maybe I'll go.
Yeah, like it's
because it's also like when you're back in your hometown, like you kind of want to go and flex a little bit and show people how good you are at like even if it's just working on material, like you can show them that you don't give a fuck. Then I'm just going to work on something, maybe even bomb on a show that everybody else is trying to do their best on. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I got my calendar full. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
nice.
I'll save the not bombing for the shows that are giving me money. Like,
exactly.
Like, actually paying my bills. Yeah, no, it's and when you love it, it's just hard to,
to turn it down. Yeah.
Hard to turn it down, which is
like
how artists get advantage taken of them because people can offer bullshit money and people will be like, you're going to pay me? Like,
well, just like going to a comedy show and just like reminding myself, I'm like, I am not here to do a spot. I'm here to watch my friends and just do that. So just, don't, ask for the guest set or if they offer, if it comes up, whatever, but like reminding yourself to enjoy comedy sometimes is important to just go and like watch and be like, oh yeah, this is really fun to watch someone good.
Mode instead of like analyzing. And it's sometimes hard to shut that off because it's so part of what you do, but like not going, oh, how do I get this spot, or like, oh, I would have punched it like this, or that's funny.
I can't enjoy a comedy show if I'm with somebody that turns and looks to see if I'm laughing, because like I'm gonna laugh when I'm gonna laugh, but I will never look to see if somebody's else laughing for like I'm gonna laugh what I think is funny. Like, but there's a lot of people that will like look and be like, is someone else laughing at this? I want to make sure it's okay to laugh at. And you forget how many people are that in the audience.
It's so true. Or like, especially nowadays where they're like, I don't want you to, especially you never know, like if people are on new dates and like, I don't think I'm a bad person because I'm laughing at this.
Right.
I will say I turn towards people when I laugh at things, but I think it's more like, let's connect. And it is really funny when I'm like, and the person's not laughing and I'm like, like I just like, it makes me laugh more because there's the dichotomy of realizing like I think something's so funny and this person does not give a fuck about it.
Oh, it's one of my favorite things, honestly, where you, and then like, or you're just so swept up in it and like you're laughing your ass off, and it's almost the opposite. Like when you see someone that's like dying at something and you're like, I saw that joke coming so fucking far away.
I know, you're just used to it.
Like, come on. You're like, you're like, you have a sense of where the bit's going, even if you can't say the exact punchline, the twist is coming, and like the audience is duped by it, but we're like magicians that know how the tricks are done, so it's like, we get that. Or like they'll laugh at something that like is like a hack like crowd work line or something like that, and you're like, god damn it, like that's like
I've heard that 8,000 times, but the audience is like, wow, because they don't know it's fucking bit set. Because how many comedy shows do people really go to? I mean, hopefully like, a lot, but let's hopefully the next one you go to is to see you. Come to see me. It's worth your money and your time, and it's fun, and you'll laugh.
And it's a great show. Jessica Michelle Singleton with Steve Gillespie at Hilarities, great club. 2 great comics. You're getting 2 headliners that are fucking awesome on one show, and it's going to be a good one. So don't miss them at Hilarities the 18th through the 20th.
20th, yeah.
Yes.
Also, Hilarities, by the way, great food, which is not always the case. Just for people who are maybe spoiled because they live in Cleveland and go to Hilarities, most comedy clubs, it's like they have nothing or they have just old chicken fingers or some shit. Hilarities is like you can come have a nice dinner, enjoy a show, I literally, I don't
best.
remember what podcast I was just doing, but it's my favorite club in the country. I mean, aside from like the Comedy Store, it's my home club, but as far as road clubs and places I visit.
You got your name on the wall?
I do. Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
It's so cool.
How was that like?
Oh, it's the best. It's easy to get swept up in the kind of go of it all and forget, because they've been really good to me, and I've been getting a lot of spots when I'm in town ever since they passed me, and like I never want to feel like, oh, it's just another day. But there's moments where you're just like, all right, got to get up, got to do my spot. I have another spot. So I try to make sure to take a moment and be like, this is so fucking cool. Just every once in a while.
Yeah,
My name's right out front, too, on the corner. It is by the bottom, so I think a homeless person will eventually wash it off with urine. But for now, it feels good. It's
very cool. And it's cool to see the Comedy Store, the evolution of that club, and like because they had some down years, and then it came back, and it came back in a real big way. And the things that they've done for so many different comedians, it's cool. And I that's really awesome that you're on the your name's there, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I get to like be a part of this history until an earthquake just like sinks it into the ground or whatever,
right. But then they build a new one and it starts all over again.
Yay!
All right,
it's great.
Thanks so much for being on the Bill Squire Show. And anything else you want to plug? You got the album Horny for Death. You have a podcast.
I do. I have a podcast called Ignorance is #blessed. So check that out. It's all interviews. And I also, if anyone likes country music, I released a country song called Now I Need Whiskey that's being considered for a Grammy nomination. It won't get it, but it's on the list, and that's kind of cool. That's really cool. That's really funny. Is that the one you performed with Bert? No, we were just singing Wagon Wheel. He just busted out his guitar and started playing that because he's Bert. And I was like, all right, I'm going with it. But that you can also see on YouTube. I think I put up the full clip on either my Instagram or YouTube. So at JMS Comedy if you want to just see me and Bert being real country bumpkins. I love it. All right. Thanks so much. And I'll see you next week. Thanks. See ya. Bye.
This is the Bill Squire Show.